is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It's been a weird couple days. Actually, today's Sunday, so yesterday, Saturday, I had a buddy come over and we did a whole big unboxing of some magic, some Secrets of Strixhaven, which is right here. And I recorded everything with no audio, so much for that. However, we do have some commander decks we have yet to get into, and I don't even know what I'm doing with the collector box yet, but I digress. Wanted to do a little direct recap. It's going fine, it's going great. However, it has brought to my attention the need to possibly start doing things a little different. And I don't want you to think that means I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing when it comes to listing everything, because it's not. That is what I'm going to do no matter what. I just might have to either do a different account, 2 accounts, start taking eBay a little more seriously. And that's kind of wanted to talk to you about in this video, is that, you know, when you have your own side hustle and you're building your own business, you're your own boss. And that is honestly, besides trying to make money, it's probably the main reason why I wanted to start doing what I'm doing. But before we get into all that, if you do not know who I am, my name is Bronzgod. I've been selling trading cards mainly on Tcgplayer for just over 3 years, averaging around $40,000, mostly in bulk. And before I went into direct, I did a lot of Pokemon bulk orders. Had a 15-cent floor, free shipping over $5, and I would say probably at least $50 to $200 a week in sales, easy. And with direct, hey, direct is great, but the really low value cards, they're definitely not moving as much. And with direct, you can't do both, because my thought process was to do free shipping over $5 and the direct side of things and have like 2 different price floors. Can't do that, which is fine. You live and you learn. So the first 2 RIs were pretty big boys. This one I'm working on now isn't as fast moving. Definitely like the playable stuff still going. Reverse hollows and stuff are still going. Certain sets like Destined Rivals, there's plenty of cards that we'll go over on that. But it is making me think to do something a little different, an experiment. And I thought about it for a while, and then I realized, like, oh, I can just do whatever I want, you know? It's nerve-wracking to potentially make a big change, because not only that, but I realized in the couple of invoices I pulled, there's lots of missing cards, and you know, that is probably from me rushing, because you know, over time, you know, making mistakes. It took me the longest time to realize that when you refund an order, it doesn't add the inventory back in unless you click a button. So I thought I was automatically doing it the whole time. So that's why I realized just maybe a couple months ago, and it came to fruition now, that I've had all these cards that I'm short a card or over a card, and with direct, the way the invoices work, it's really hard to cross-reference when you take an inventory. So when you take an inventory, if you're short 2 cards, you have to scroll through the entire direct invoice to find out if any of those cards sold. You could go into the order tab and search for the card, but if you have any number of those cards in direct orders, it's a mess. It's a little bit of a mess to keep things straight. So I'm really thinking about nuking literally everything and starting from scratch. Possibly more of a content thing, but also it might be worth doing, because if you see any of my older videos, I did not have a lot of space, and it was a little challenging keeping things straight then. And I think starting over might be a good decision for me. But I don't know. You guys let me think what your thoughts are on that, because it is going to take a while to get everything relisted. However, I think a lot of the stress and anxiety that I was feeling doing orders in general was when I would come across an order, I couldn't find it, and then just that the other blah, 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 blah. So I think just kind of just going to zero, rebuilding from the ground up, and going from there might be good. Because then I can like there's some sets, right? Like I've shown you before, but like let's say like what did I just do? Journey Together. I just finished Journey Together, and there's like, I don't know, 80 billion coughings. How many paying? Oh, that's all the reverses. Anyway, there's like a lot of certain cards, and I do plan on listing everything, but it's also like maybe I could take some of that and put it on eBay. Why not? You know, have two different marketplaces. Maybe like Tcgplayer, no more than 40 cards of a particular card, and then the rest can go on eBay and just hang out. And then as I sort, I can sort things in set boxes, have them all organized, so that way when I start doing my inventory, because I'm going to start doing like one row a day of just making sure everything is straight. If it's not at that threshold that I set for like 40 regular cards or 10 hollows or whatever, then I can use that extra box, restock that area, so that way everything's always around the same number, and then put the rest on eBay and start having kind of like a double attack. And I'm already getting apprehensive about it right now just because everything's listed. But I feel like if I start over from scratch, go slow, I think that would be a smart way to go about it. Not only that, we're going to go into another video. We'll save it, but I have a nice little journey I think we're going to do on eBay. So I'm going to pull up the return invoices, go over the last two that I did, and then we're going to chat a little more. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm already like, I'm like literally 50% of the way there. Like I'm like almost to the point where I'm past the point of no return on destroying everything. I don't know. It'd be interesting. But yeah, let's go to the computer. Let's check out the return invoices. All right, behind the magician's mask, I was too lazy to put my camera behind my desk right now because I got piles of cards everywhere. So we're going to do this here. Also, hey, look, there's a TV I have yet to play video games on. But yeah, stacks of cards literally everywhere, just in case. That I'm actually doing a video on soon. This is all sorts of stuff that I've been doing for eBay eventually. And then that's all Mega Evolution stuff that I've yet to take off the desk. Anyway, so enough of that. RIs. So this is the biggest one from like 2 weeks ago. This was like 1,235 cards. The magic stuff is whatever. It's kind of stuff I've had left over. Well, not really a lot of leftover stuff, but you know, the things are moving, right? Things are definitely moving. A lot of low value stuff. There are some dollar things in there. Part of me, and this is part of the reason why I'm thinking I want to blow everything up, is I'm thinking about doing it to where anything valued like 50 cents or 75 cents and under goes on the direct account. And then if it's valued $1 or more, it's going on eBay. It's going to be more work, but ultimately I think that's what I want to do, because when it comes to Magic specifically, I want to use direct mainly for getting the higher value Pokemon and Magic cards out of here as fast as possible and get that money back as fast as possible. I know some of that stuff you could probably make a little bit more on eBay, but I'm more concerned with getting the bigger stuff back and out so I can get the money back as possible. So when it comes to the lower value stuff, I'm still thinking about it. That kind of goes in tandem with blowing up the store. However, yeah. So with Pokemon though, specifically, like, you know, 39 Wanderous patches, 26 Solraks, like premium pro powers, Makuhitas, those are all things that are playable for the most part. Destined Rivals, there's a healthy mix of things. Lots of Team Rocket's cards. Obviously, Team Rocket's Archer, Team Rocket's Factory, Team Rocket's Proton, all playables. I I don't want to see the thing for me with eBay is like, I don't want to get into the rhythm of, or in the weird situation where it's like, I put things on eBay while they're big. And then, you know, 3 or 4 months later, they are not big anymore. And then have to throw them back on the Tcgplayer and canceling out orders to relist. It just seems like a lot to me, which is why I've been trying to find a sweet spot for me. Again, there's no wrong way of doing things, but a sweet spot for me. And yeah, Buddy Buddy Poffin. So this was probably the biggest one. These are all the reverse hollows. Again, lots of popular Pokemon, lots of playable stuff. Where was the second one? Second one is this one here, I believe. This is the most recent one that I sent. It was 953 cards. So again, decent amount of 151. You know, a lot of these are reverse hollows, but there's a lot of regular cards. All these right here are regular cards. 12 Smoochums. Like a lot of regular stuff is going. Now, the difficulties I'm having could be due to the summer break. You know, as everyone knows in cards, you know, as we get closer to the summer, things slow down a little bit. But noticeably, this RI around, this is the pending one, we're only sitting at 199 cards, which isn't a lot. And that's what's making me think that with Pokemon especially, I need to do something different. Because obviously you guys saw I was having plenty of success doing this. And it's weird saying doing something different because I've been such a staunch, like diehard for Tcgplayer all the way. Despite seeing the success that guys have, I mean, you guys know all the usual suspects, and I would never deny their success. But I would always use the speed and efficiency. I shouldn't say efficiency because scan and identify sucks. But being able to upload a mass amount of cards was something I always really enjoyed. And sometimes it takes moments like this to realize like, hey, it worked for so long. It still works now, but now it's time to probably do something a little different. So we're still going to sleep on it for a few days on whether or not we're going to blow everything up and kind of reorganize stuff. I ultimately think it's probably something that we're going to do because I think in the end, really kind of reappropriating things into certain places is going to be a good thing overall for the business. I hope that doesn't make any of you mad for, you know, me kind of going back a little bit on the Tcgplayer all the way thing, but a lot of it's still going to be Tcgplayer. Like I said, I think right now my mindset is, and I mentioned it a little earlier, is 50 cents and under cards are going to go on, you know, they're going to sit there and be direct. I don't know that I want to list all those things on eBay for $1.99 because if they're not going to move on Tcgplayer at a high velocity, they're probably not going to move on eBay at a high velocity for like the really, really, really low stuff. eBay, the biggest issue I had with eBay was that I wasn't uploading daily. I wasn't uploading at all. And I've got a lot of stuff, a lot. I know you see the shelves, but I've got some stuff that I pulled out that we're going to have a different video on to show you. I need to start doing eBay seriously to get some money. Cause I could probably make a killing doing it. And, you know, with some self-reflection, I think I was being difficult towards eBay just for the sake of doing it. One of the main reasons was a repricer. That goes to what I was saying before about like cards being like playable and then not playable and losing money, or why I don't like listing like $10 to $15 things on eBay, because I know, you know, you're not necessarily going to have, you know, you're not going to get every single ounce of profit at everything. But if a $10 or $15 card, $10 or $15 card goes down $3, $4, $5, the odds of someone buying that are going to be so much less. And then the effort they have to put in an offer for it. It just, yeah, you know, so I think everything that's $5 and over is going to be Tcgplayer Direct all the way. And then anything light play and under will be Tcgplayer, mostly the bulk stuff. And then the I would say maybe $3.50 to $4, $3 to $7 stuff. That will go on Tcgplayer as well for direct stuff. Basically, just trying to dodge as many of the 50% fees as possible. I think that's a pretty good setup. I would love to hear what you guys' opinion is on my potential changes. Pros, cons, calling me a dumb idiot for changing my mind. But I think it's something that needs to be done. And like I was saying before, man, when you're doing this, you're your own boss. So you get to make these decisions and live and die by it. So I'm working my way to it, to hitting the nuke button. And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So appreciate you very much for watching and getting this little update on where my store and where my direct journey is. And I'll see you in the next one.